Despite the seismic shifts brought on by Amazon, Shopify, and online retailing in general, there is still great opportunity for the local shopkeeper. The Napanee Business Improvement Area is creatively working to make downtown Napanee a very attractive alternative to online shopping to customers from far and wide. Tiffany Lloyd from the Napanee BIA is with us today to talk about the innovative strategies and tactics they're using to smooth the daily operational friction for downtown Napanee businesses. This is the Escape to Eastern Ontario podcast. How are you today there, Tiffany?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. So first of all, what's your background, Tiffany?
So I don't have a typical business background. I started in childcare and administration, and those actually overlapped quite a bit. There's a lot of administration attached to childcare, but it wasn't what I was doing for a living wasn't what I was gravitating towards. Throughout that experience, I was still helping small businesses. I was setting up social media and coaching them on how to run their social media for their small business. I was running events, and whether that was for larger corporations taking on the social committee, or whether it was for running or helping to run a women's conference at a church, I was gravitating towards those other tasks that are associated with the business improvement area. So it was Tracy Snow at the county that actually gave me a call and said, "You have to apply for this job." And when she told me what it included, I said, "Sign me up right now. These are all of my favorite things." So not a typical business background, but I've been doing a lot of these tasks for a lot of years.
Oh, there you go. And you're super busy there. So these days, so what was I going to ask you? Oh, well, that's why we edit these things.
Sorry about that. It came up on this was silence, and it came up on my computer.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're linked.
No problem. So, no, that's an excellent example of what people sometimes notice in their careers, where they start somewhere. You got to start somewhere and do something, and it often leads you to discovering your superpower and ultimately the kind of career that's going to make you most effective. But that's really just a footnote. So, what is the Napanee BIA?
So we are a group of property owners and business owners within the set boundaries. And for us, it's from the railroad track down to Marie's Place is our furthest business. And then from the Riverfront to Bridge Street. So those are our boundaries. All of the commercial spaces in those boundaries are our members.
Okay.
And so we advocate for our members when at the town, beautification, events, any tourism initiatives, marketing initiatives, that all falls under the BIA.
Okay. All right. So that's how you're defining the downtown. And what is it that you guys typically do for these member businesses?
So a number of things. We right now have a really great program called Digital Main Street that we're part of. So we have Chris Morris is our digital service squad is his title. He's a one-man squad, but he's doing excellent in this position. So he's actually going business to business and doing a digital assessment of each of the businesses individually, and then helping them, coaching them to bring them closer to the 21st century as far as technology. So whether that is social media, whether that's an accessible, mobile-friendly website, whether that's a POS system, whatever that means, he's helping support that. And it's all free of charge to the members through the BIA. So that's one thing.
So you're coaching them on social media and the website side, but are you building these things for them, or are you just helping them out understand what they have to do?
Standing beside them while they do it. Now some offer, some require a little more coaching than others, but they do all get homework at the end of the day. As far as Chris isn't going to sit there and take your photos and input all of the information into your website. That's your job as a business owner. But he's going to help you walk through all of these steps. So, right. and put the tools in place. We also have, through this program, 4 workshops We had our first one, which was websites for small business that it talked about all the pros and cons of hiring somebody versus doing it yourself. And if you were going to do it yourself, where are you going to go?
Right.
And our next one is going to be on SEO, I do believe, and that is it will be open to the community. And I'm not sure if that's in August or September, but it will be posted on our website shortly.
Right. And your one-man digital squad is doing all that training and all those...
Actually, for the workshops, we are bringing in people from Toronto to teach the workshops.
Oh, I see.
So, but he will be there. So he gets to be our local representative. And so if at the end of the workshop you still have any questions and you want to go over it further, then Chris is the guy.
Great.
So that's one thing that the BIA is offering. The other thing is the beautification aspect, the banners and the baskets and the flowers on the street, just to make the street a little more appealing. Sidewalk cleaning, all of those types of things that you as a business owner don't need to worry about. When you look down the street, it's already appealing.
So the common spaces are beautiful and well taken care of. Exactly.
That's the BIA's responsibility.
Right.
We offer shared advertising for marketing. So instead of paying, however many thousands of dollars with whatever radio station you choose or TV station or magazine, we'll purchase it at a set price and sell pieces of it to our members for much cheaper. Right. So these are just some of the perks of being a BIA member. But a lot of it is just being part of a business community. So if you look on our website and our social media, you will see we are featuring all of these businesses and how they're connected and what they're up to, and there is a lot of just natural networking that's happening between these businesses being so close together, and so that's actually really the most exciting part of being a BIA member.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I noticed when we were talking earlier, when you started in this capacity, that you identified a lot of opportunities for organizations like the Lennox-Nennington Economic Development and the Chamber of Commerce and other areas that were kind of pulling the same load to kind of amplify their effectiveness by creatively cooperating.
It's been really rewarding to be able to work with such incredible organizations and not step on each other's toes. They're already doing what they're doing really well. So if I have the opportunity, if one of my members is looking for something specific, if I have the opportunity to hand them Tracy Snow's card or say, maybe you should check out a chamber membership, then I'll do that. Right. Or talk to the economic development team at the town. Because it was really great when I came in, when we sat down at all one table together and said, we need to be speaking the same language. We need to not be stepping on each other's toes. We need to stop working in silos and be working together. And that's been a positive experience. So
literally any business in Lennox and Addington could use any of your organizations as sort of an entry point and end up in the right place.
Correct.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really great. So how does the BIA's work differ from, say, the Chamber of Commerce?
The Chamber has a much larger area, but they are also less focused on tourism and more focused on advocacy and networking. And we are marketing to a very specific area. So when we have a marketing campaign in Belleville right now, we're trying to pull people into one very specific small area to go shopping, or and when we're running events, we are running events to bring people into the area. Whereas the chamber is they're networking and building the business relationships and advocacy from a provincial level as opposed to a municipal level, right? Provincial and federal actually level. It does differ. So we do, though, work on some projects together, quite a few this year. The Business Achievement Awards is probably my most favorite, and that's an event between the town, the BIA, and the Chamber, and it is really great because the Chamber reaches just slightly outside of the greater Napanee, more into the larger Lennox and Addington region.
Okay.
As far as businesses. And to have the opportunity to give a pat on the back to businesses that are being innovative and creative and offer amazing customer service and amazing product. It's been a lot of fun. So last year we had the most number of nominations at the Business Achievement Awards. We added an extra award, and the momentum was just so incredible leading up to it. We didn't want to let it go. So we've been doing shout outs since the beginning of the year. So once a month, Megan at the Chamber and myself have been going to each of the businesses that get a shout out and handing them a certificate and taking their photo and putting it up on social media and just saying, you know, hey, your customer said that you were doing such a great job and I wanted you to know that, and that's been a lot of fun.
So what do you guys characterize as innovative when it comes to like if a business is doing something really noteworthy, what would you characterize as an innovation?
Actually, we have in Lennox and Addington some brand new products that haven't been seen on the market. And I'm going to reference not a BIA member, but a chamber member. And one of our sponsors for our fire truck pull on Saturday is Fire Rain.
Okay.
They created a fire suppressant gel that was all natural, made with stuff that they grow right here in Canada, that puts out Class A and Class B fires, that isn't going to contaminate the waterways and
Wow.
and the farmlands and I mean you can eat it. It's entirely
Really?
all natural. I don't recommend eating it, but that is and they actually spoke yesterday at Parliament talking about their product. So it's brand new and that is innovation at its finest in Lennox and Addington. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what else is going on? You said there's a few things that are interesting that way.
As far as innovation,
Yeah.
or I'm trying to think of another fantastic product or service we have that is innovative. You know what? I'm going to reference Deadleaf. Actually, Deadleaf just expanded into Perth, I believe, this week. Was
Really?
it Tweed or Perth? But they just expanded.
This is news to me.
It's anyway. They just had a grand opening in their new location. But that's another fantastic, brilliant idea, is having
Right.
a whiskey bar and a barber shop and a pool table, and then you have all your you can pick up your socks and your cufflinks and your beard oil all in one
Right.
place.
It's a man cave where you can get a haircut.
It is, but it's way more than that. It's the atmosphere. So going there on Whiskey Wednesday or going there on Open Mic Friday, it is a community and an atmosphere. So it's really fantastic what they've created there.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have a new space in a new town. So that's very exciting for them.
Yeah, that is a neat place.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had a chance to get into the Deadleaf, it is an experience. Go on a Wednesday and get a haircut. I took my son a few weeks back, and he's sitting there in the chair getting his haircut, and there's a gentleman playing guitar and singing like literally 6 feet away from him. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool, and it has a party atmosphere. I've never been in a barber shop that was so happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Solomon Woodland was probably playing Whiskey Wednesday. He's incredible.
I think so. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
The voice on him.
Really good. Really good. So so that's how you guys differ from the chamber, and you're different from what the LNA Economic Development is doing. How are you guys different from that?
Lennox and Addington Economic Development is a fantastic resource, and I hand out their cards as often as possible. Tracy is in particular, she does business coaching. So I like to say, if you are a person that says, I think I might want to start a business someday, then you need to give her a call. Or if you are at the end of the line and saying, I think I'm ready to give up my business, I've been at this for 47 years, then you need to give Tracy a call, and
Right.
every one of those moments in between. So, I'm not seeing the growth and development I want to, give Tracy a call.
Right.
All of those key moments. Whereas we are the every single day that isn't a big decision moment.
Okay.
So we are bringing people into the street. It's your job to roll out the red carpet and get them in your store. But I can help with that. But I need to get them into the street first.
So downtown Napanee is being kind of positioned as a shopping mall, basically.
Yes.
So you're treating it as a distinct entity.
Yes.
And your responsibility is to make it as easy for outsiders to do business in this area.
Absolutely.
And then the individual vendors do their thing. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. And there's still quite a bit of real estate down here that could be, occupied by retailers.
There is. We do have vacancies available. Downtown Napanee 10, 15, 20 years ago was not what it is today. It is not your grandma's downtown Napanee. It is cool and invitive and
it's kind of been gentrified a bit, eh? It's kind of like Brooklyn in the 90s. It's gone from being almost industrial and a little on the rough side.
I've made that reference before. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it's only going up from here. I mean, Gifford District is very exciting news. It wasn't what started this momentum by any means. I mean, Doris Lucas opening April's Image, seeing a future in downtown Napanee, that was huge. And then, following comes, Teresa with Touch of Class, and comes all of these other amazing stores. Starlit redeveloping that whole corner and that amazing boutique. And people come from all over to come to Starlit.
Right.
So Gibbard is just a new, very, very exciting piece of this puzzle.
Right. And I think that's an interesting environment has been created by thriving retailers. Sometimes when I'm talking to my consulting clients, they will say, "Well, there's so much competition in this area I want to move into," and I explained to them that if you moved into a town and you decided you wanted to grow corn and no one else in the town was able to grow corn, it's probably a strong indication that it's a terrible idea. There's something in the soil, something in the environment that is not conducive to the growing of corn. So looking at Napanee as a retail opportunity is very interesting, because we have a small town that's really paved the way to get people down here and think about it as a place they can go regularly, make parking easy, all that stuff. There's all these environmental things that have been engineered so that retail makes sense down here, and you can see it because there are retailers down here who have been doing it for years. Doris is a wonderful example. She's a visionary.
She is.
She's got a number of businesses down here, and they're all doing great. She's been at it for, goodness gracious, how old is Doris now?
She'll turn 90 in July. I'm not sure if she wants me to say that or not, but this is a great year to celebrate Doris Lucas. It's she's been at this for close to 70 years.
Wow.
So
she's got it figured out.
She does. And honestly, she's responsible for a lot of the other retailers that are here. And I named Teresa and Kat and Yefta from Starlit on purpose because Doris played a hand in that. Mm-hmm. And
so that's not your traditional competitive relationship at all.
No, that's actually one of the things I absolutely love about downtown Napanee is there's very little of that competition. They are choosing not to sell the same product that somebody else sells. And they are choosing to say to their customer, I don't have a yellow dress in that size, but you should check out that store.
Right.
And that's that cooperation is really fantastic. I'm going to reference Doris again because she always says, if you have a customer that comes downtown, keep them downtown even if you can't sell them a thing, because then they're going to come back because they had that customer service and they found what they were looking for here. And so she always makes sure, and a lot of our other retailers always make sure If it's around lunchtime, here are some lunch options. Here are some other clothing store options. Do you have your jewelry? Do you have your shoes? They're trying to keep them here and sending them to all of these really great places that we have down here.
So what a refreshing change that would be for a retailer who's thinking about where to start a second location. Maybe they started in Ottawa, Montreal, or Toronto, and they're accustomed to a less friendly environment. To be able to start their second store on their road to, national franchising in a place that isn't as ruthless as maybe where they are.
Actually, the person who can talk to that best is the owner of Napanee Blooms. So she opened Loyalist Flowers first, and
in Kingston. Okay.
And that is a separate entity. There isn't as strong of a community in that area between the other businesses. And so when she moved to downtown Napanee and opened Napanee Blooms, it was almost overwhelming how much support the businesses just rallied around her.
Wow.
And still continue to. And so it's been really wonderful, and she's been actively involved in contests and sidewalk sales and all of these other great things, because that wasn't what they were typically used to, and it's been a really nice change. And she's going on actually to open her third location shortly. So, but this has been a lovely move between an environment where she was all on her own to an environment in a community. So.
Right. Yeah. This is really, really timely as well. We see people talking about the effect that online shopping and e-commerce is having, to see a unique selling proposition being baked right into the experience of shopping downtown, keeping people in the local area. I had a productive conversation with Sam Salam. You know Sam? No,
yes, I do. Yes.
And I'm sure I'm always mispronouncing his name. I have to send him an apology every time I mention him, because I butcher it. But but we're talking about some of the incentivization of potential customers, and how difficult it is to say, well, we'd like you to shop local. That sounds almost like a doctrine, but when it comes down to it, there needs to be a solid and reasonable incentive for them to do that. They'll do it a little bit for the same reason that they'll give money to charity. But if you can make it an experience that makes sense intrinsically, then you've really achieved something, and that's what the BIA is doing.
Absolutely. And I shop online. I shop local until I can't. And there are just...
That's the second time I've heard that expression. I like that.
There are things I cannot find downtown Napanee. There are things I can't find anywhere. And so you have to go online for them, and that's okay. And I'm all right with the local businesses embracing it. Actually, Marie's Place just received a grant from the Ontario government to build their online store. Okay. So they're going to be selling online. Embrace it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I, as a consumer, want an experience. And so I don't just go shopping for items. I spend days with my girlfriends, or I'll go shopping with my mom, or I need to try on 75 dresses for that wedding, because I don't think I'm going to be able to find the right size or and how do you know if you're going to order the right thing online? I need to feel it and touch it and have that experience. And there's experiences that I've had downtown Napanee that you can't find in a mall either.
Right.
Yes, I mean there's some customer service representatives in malls or larger stores that are good at their jobs, or they work commission, so they're great at selling. Either way, it's not the same experience as it is walking down the street, and it's like family down here almost. It's like Cheers, everybody knows your name.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Well, that should almost be printed right on the Napanee town sign as you're driving in. I've heard that now a couple of times, and that's a very interesting paradigm. Like try shopping with your mom on Amazon. That's pretty powerful. So you guys are also responsible for the promotion of and creation of local events as well to bring people down into the area. Can you give me a couple of examples of that?
So our fire truck pull is this Saturday, so it's on the front of my mind right now. Very, very exciting. It's called Heroes with Rope Pulling for Hope. We are pulling a Fire Rain fire truck, 100 feet. Teams up to 12 individuals can pull the truck. And then we actually have a strongman coming at the end. And if we raise enough money, if there's enough money in the jar at the end of the day, maybe he'll pull it for us, which is really exciting. So this morning we were on the TV talking about it. We had 14 teams. Now we have 15 teams. So this
really?
may keep climbing. We're not sure.
Right.
But it's looking like a beautiful day. It's the same day as the Riverfront Festival, which is a great tie-in. So the Riverfront Festival is obviously down by the riverfront.
Okay.
The fire truck pull is on Dundas Street, and then we're going to have a sidewalk sale pairing those together, so that when we're walking along Dundas down to the riverfront, we have that really great tie-in. So all of the money raised is going to purchase a service dog for a local first responder and Napanee Fire Fit. So it's a great cause.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So what is the Waterfront Festival?
The Riverfront Festival is a town event. This year they will have the hometown market. They will have, I believe, one of the tall ships are coming.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
We've had some concerns over the water levels.
Right.
So I guess you'll just have to check out the town website just to make sure everything is still running and operational. And Friday is my favorite day of the Riverfront Festival, because that's when all of the students at the local schools come, and the fire department works with them, and different other organizations do little presentations, and they get to do water sports and then all kinds of things. So that's my favorite. And then Saturday is for the general public to come. There's a multicultural festival. There's usually lots of food down there. So it's a fun day. But we really wanted to pair with that event that was already existing and have the people kind of walking back and forth between the two with the sidewalk sale.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Great.
So yes, we do have a number of events this year. We have another one in September, which I'm really excited for, called Guitars and Cars. It started as a street opening party last year. So last year,
Right.
Dundas Street was under construction.
Okay.
We did a sidewalk sale for the first block because it's a heavier retail block. And then the next block and a half we were going to open. It's not as heavy of a retail block. A sidewalk sale just didn't make sense. So we decided to fill it with live music and cars. Napanee Valley Cruisers came in and filled the street. And Grinders was here selling old-fashioned floats for kitten rescue, and the Legion ran a barbecue, and it was actually just a lot of fun. And it was a classic rock. We had actually two spots for live music. Classic rock, classic cars, classic food. It was everything you love, and it was a beautiful day. And the car owners said, "How many streets can you close next year? Because we'll come back and fill them." And I said, "Okay, challenge accepted." So we are closing down Dundas Street for all of the cars, trucks, whether that's classic cars or hot rods, whatever the case is. They will all be on Dundas Street. John Street's going to have bikes. And then we will have the Reasons are playing. So it's a perfect, classic music. And we'll still have some fantastic food. Some food vendors, and it will be a really, really great day, but it will be a proper car show and not the 2 weeks notice that
Right.
we had last time. But it was a really positive experience. I mean, we had people from Cobourg to Gananoque just walking through because they saw it online. So the car clubs are already getting really excited about this one. It's a little bit different than some of the other car shows that are around. So
you guys are always discovering new ways to collaborate with complementary communities.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And I live in Napanee, and a lot of this is news to me.
Oh, okay.
So I got to get downtown more often.
You do. There's a lot happening down here. You'll never know what you're going to find when you come downtown.
Awesome. So how do local businesses get to know you, or retailers that are interested in maybe thinking about Napanee as a second or third location for their retail franchise? How do they get a hold of you?
I would definitely recommend emailing me or walking in my office. I'm at 47 Dundas in the business center. But you can email me at tloyd at downtownnapanee.com and get in touch. And there are some, I can tell you what the BIA has to offer. I can tell you what properties are available here, get you in touch with landlords. But I will strongly recommend getting in touch with the county as far as business coaching and everything that the county has to offer as far as opening a new business. When you will see me is when you will see me more frequently is when your door's open. So the county helps in those initial steps, and then
all the big milestones. That's
exactly.
where the county comes in, and you guys make things easier day to day.
That's right.